going to talk about something in this segment of the program that I'll bet has happened to you. It happened to me. I've talked about this subject primarily to women, because apparently there's a lot of guys who do this, and I think the reason they do it is because it will help them get laid. I don't think it's necessarily because they're serious. Some may be serious. But I think it's something men do to get laid. And so many women called in and said, oh, yes, that's happened to me. But now I want to talk to you about somebody that I had an experience with that I was just thinking about this the other day. That, in fact, has happened to me more than once. And maybe it's happened to you. Let's talk about that. Let's take the individual I'm thinking about, although there were more than one. So you go out with somebody, and you notice that the female is unusually willing to get physical really fast. Now, you know me, I think that's fantastic. It's very rare that I wouldn't jump right in, okay? But let's say it's happened to you, okay? You meet a chick, and you're expecting she's going to put up some resistance. You're expecting you're going to have to tell her a few tall tales or get a few drinks into her. In the particular case I'm talking about, I met a woman, and it was she who said, I'm nervous being around you. And I said, why are you nervous? She says, I don't know, I'm just nervous. Something about you makes me nervous. And then she said she needed to have a few shots. You with me? I did not suggest that she get drunk. I did not suggest that she drink. I did not suggest anything. All I said was, hello, I came to have dinner with her, essentially. By the way, she was making dinner, so don't get any ideas that I spent a lot of money. She was making dinner. Never been on a date with this chick in my life. I met her a couple of times. Now I'm at her place, and she's making dinner, and she's telling me she's nervous, and so she needs to have a couple of shots. And so she does. Early in the evening, she says, don't get the idea anything's going to happen. And I've heard that before. It's like, But first is a couple of shots, and then she says, I know you like wine. Why don't you open a bottle of wine? And she had some really good wine, and I opened it. So now she's piling on some wine on top of the shots. And pretty soon, I don't think dinner was done 2 minutes. Pretty soon, she is hanging all over me. And before long, body parts are exposed. I mean, this just hit me. Bam. In fact, even I was a little, I don't want to say freaked out, because you love to see fast action like that, but this was like head spinning. You don't see chicks do that very often. You know, they at least make you wait for it a little bit or something. There was no effort required. This was like Domino's Pizza. It was delivered in 30 minutes or less. It seemed like that. Anyway, it was just amazing. Now, the fact was that we went on and on and on like this, and we consummated the deal. And then I did my usual. And you know what my usual is. I looked at my watch and I said, oh, my God, look at the time. And she lived down in O.C. somewhere, and I live in Hollywood, and it was late, like 3 a.m., and the alcohol had worn off. Mostly I sweated it out of me. And she wanted me to stay, and I said, no. Got to go, got meetings, got things going on tomorrow, got to go. So I stepped out her front door, found my car, drove off, headed back to Los Angeles. And I thought that way the guys feel on a night like that. When something like that happens, I was pretty self-satisfied. I was feeling good. I was feeling like, well, yeah, what just happened there? That was fantastic. No effort required. No money spent. Minimum amount of time wasted. This is pretty good. Can't believe how good it was. I'm driving home. You ever have that time when you're driving home after something like that and your mind is super focused? You kidding me? I pulled off at the AM/PM, picked up like a tanker of Coke to take me home. I'm sucking down the Coke, and I got just a little tinge of sweat left, and I got the air conditioning going, and I've got the music playing, and I'm thinking to myself, this is pretty good. Pretty good. Next day, she starts sending text messages, and you know me about text messages. I'll answer every third text message if you're lucky. And I probably won't answer my phone for a couple of days after I see you. So the calls are coming in, and the text messages are coming in. And it starts off with the usual, did you get home okay? What time did you get home? Blah, blah, blah. And I'm answering them in my best Jack Webb dragnet style. Just the facts, ma'am. Just the facts. I'm just answering the questions. I'm not doing the usual thing that people love to do. Wow, we have so much in common. You like to breathe, I like to breathe. You like drinking water, I like drinking water. You like the Dodgers, I like the Dodgers. It was none of that. It was just, what time did you get home? Got home about 3:45. You have trouble getting home? No traffic. Just zipped right up. Zipped up the 57. Zipped across the 60. Zipped up the 101. I was all set. Done. We should do that again sometime. Yeah, we should. Okay. Well, then it takes a completely different turn. She says, I really do hope I'm going to see you soon. I said, why? She says, because you know I'm in love with you. What? Yeah, she says, I'm in love with you. Now let's start with this. Do I really want that kind of scenario? Do I want that? No. But on top of this, if I did want it, would I really want a woman who just, invited me to dinner and essentially seduced me? Do I want to then say, oh, yes, I love you? Do I want to be in a relationship with somebody like that? My answer is no. I mean, how can you be in love with me? You don't know me. You hardly knew me at all before I had dinner with you. During the evening we spent, you didn't get to know me much better because we ate dinner and then you essentially attacked me. So I think there's something weird about somebody who tells you they're in love with you, but she wouldn't take no for an answer. The phone calls, the text messages, the emails describing her love for me. Now, you know me. I was pretty shocked and pretty blown away by this. I had no idea how this happened. What the hell did I do? I mean, yes, I know I was just being my charming self, and of course I know I'm irresistible. But how in the world did this woman, who hardly knew me, decide not only that she wanted to ride me like a pony, But now she's in love with me. I mean, she couldn't just ride me like a pony. There had to be this other component. You know, if she made me dinner and rode me like a pony, I could live with that. But no, as always, there is no free lunch. There's a price to be paid. And I had to pay that price. If I wanted this to continue, I had to respond in kind. Something I was not going to do. At all. At all. Have you ever been with somebody like that? Have you ever been with somebody who, like, you don't even know why? Like, you hardly know them. Like, maybe you had good sex, or maybe you had one interesting conversation. I'm going to talk to the guys only, though, because the chicks, let's be honest. I know you have guys telling you they're in love with you all the time because they want to get laid. But I don't think that's something that women do with guys. When a chick tells you she's in love with you, generally I think she's in love with you. Or maybe she wants your cash over. But this chick had her own job, her own career, her own money. She didn't need my cash. Didn't need my cash. She had her own gig, her own thing. So I'm wondering, has this ever happened to you? Have you ever been with a woman who said to you, like right out of the gate, you know I'm in love with you? And maybe she proceeded to be a little obsessive about it, or a lot obsessive about it. Late night calls, late night knocking on the door, late night visits, wondering who else you're dating, starting to become all kinds of possessive based on nothing. But you had a nice conversation. Or maybe you boned her good one night and suddenly she's just gone off the deep end. Have you ever been with somebody like this?
Tom Leykis. 1-800-5800-TOM. Tom Leykis.
Everybody should listen to exactly what you say, and if they do follow it to the T, then it'll work, period. That's it.
It's the Tom Leykis Show.
It's the Tom Leykis Show. At 1-800-5800-TOM. That's our telephone number. Thank you for tuning in. Thanks for being part of our program. We appreciate it. I just couldn't believe it when it happened to me. Met a woman who, invited me to her home for dinner. I had dinner. I got the job done. I left late at night. And pretty soon I was showered with text messages, emails, phone calls. She is in love. Ever been in a situation like that? 1-800-5800-TOM. It's Brandon on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
What's up, player?
Not much. Tell me.
So is she Mexican?
No.
Oh, all right. I just noticed it happens a lot more with me with the Mexican girls, but yeah, I'm Mexican. Met a girl about a year and a half ago at a taco stand after I came out of a club, and she gave me her number. She was just kind of slutty, so I thought she probably came out of a club, but ended up being she came out of a strip club. And she dances and stuff. She invited us to a party the next day. Me and my friends went down there, partied it up, slept with a few of them. Next thing you know, next day, she's blowing me up, telling me, she's in love with me, sprung and everything. She wants me to come by. So I ended up seeing her a couple of times, but she didn't tell me on the love stuff. I didn't really get into that. I just kind of texted over that, pretend I didn't see it. And she never paid no mind, really. And then she started telling me more stuff when I started seeing her a couple of times. Then she wanted me to hit it with no condom on, and that's when I just kind of cut it.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, it was getting a little too much with that one.
Really? Unbelievable. I don't get it. I don't understand it. Do you?
I don't, but man, you were doing something right.
I guess that's the case, too. I don't get it. I don't understand it. 1-800-5800-TOM. That's our telephone number. Kevin is listening to our online stream on Long Island on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Tom, it is the chicks that have daddy issues that do this type of thing.
Really?
It is. It's happened to me 2 times, and the most recent time it happened, I picked up a girl who I met on the Internet, just started talking to me, and she wasn't really that attractive of a girl. She was only like a 7, but I figured maybe if I hang out with her, she'd have hot friends or something, maybe we could work something out. I picked her up one day on the way to the beach, and we went to the beach so I could ride a few waves, and she was just kind of keeping me company. And she got on and on talking about blah, 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 about how her parents were divorced and this and that. And then after I dropped her off, and I haven't seen her since, it's been a few weeks, she has been nonstop with the calls and the text messages, and I didn't even bang her. And she's telling me how she misses hearing from me and this and that, and I'm just like, oh, my God, what did I do to cause her to become so attached?
I don't get it. I don't get it.
Neither do I. It's the I'm telling you, it's the ones who have some type of issues with their dads not being in the picture, and they're looking for someone to fill that gap that's missing if they need it.
I think you might be right. I think you might be onto something. I do believe, and I've said this before, there are women out there who are like the playwright or the play producer. They're casting a play, and they're looking for someone to play the part of boyfriend.
Right.
And you didn't realize it when you were banging her or almost banging her or having dinner with her, but you were auditioning for the part. And you got the part. There were going to be no callbacks. There were going to be no second auditions. Nothing was running up a flagpole. Bam, you're hired for the job.
It seems like a lot of women, they approach situations with their mind already made up, and they kind of just hung out. She hung out with me once, and she was just already realized that I was something she wanted. And it's amazing how women can do that.
I don't get it.
I don't get it either, Tom, but you know what? We must be doing something right, like the last caller said.
That's exactly right. I like to think that. 1-800-5800-TOM. That's our telephone number. Here is Paul on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hey, Tom. How you doing?
I'm doing great.
First time, long time, brother. First time,
Thank you.
Time.
Yeah.
Man, I got this girl comes into my job one day, right? I don't know her from nobody. And, she starts giving me the eye, being all nice and, how they touch on you and stuff and blah, blah, blah. So she gets me her number, asks me to give her a call up. So I figured I'd do the Tom Leykis thing, go out and meet her, spend the $40. Well, next thing I know, she's like, no, let's just go back to my house, blah, blah, blah. Then she starts going, hey, how about, we get you some drinks? All right, I got to drive later. She's like, no, don't worry about it. Just keeps pumping me with drinks, trying to get me messed up so I make the wrong decision, tries to get me in bed with no condom on until I pass out. Next thing I know, she's waking me up at like 2 o'clock in the morning. Hey, how you feeling? You ready to go now? I'm like, what? She's like, yeah. She tries to get me, to do the job again with no condom on. I'm like, nah, I don't feel like it. So she starts waking me up to try and feed me some more drinks. And this girl just wouldn't stop. She keeps trying to get me drunk so I make the wrong decision.
Unbelievable.
I know. And she wasn't even drinking it, She just keeps trying to feed me, hey, rum and coke, one after another. And then I pass out. She got me so drunk, I pass out. And then she tries to wake me up at 2 o'clock in the morning to get me to do the business, when I'm still groggy. And she tries to get me up, starts getting, hey, how about another drink? And I just couldn't believe it.
Unbelievable. So can you imagine how many guys get nailed that way?
I could have. I was out of it. And when I woke up at 2 o'clock in the morning, all I had was on, she was trying to get me to get up, and you know how they try and rub on your thighs and come on, have another drink, and I'm groggy. I'm out of it, man. I didn't know what was going on. And she just keeps trying to feed me drinks till I try and make the wrong decision.
Unbelievable. You're lucky. You are lucky that it ended up like that.
I could have made the wrong move, man, because when you're half asleep, you don't know if you're dreaming, if you're awake, and you're laying in bed on, and they back up against you and stuff, and they try and rub on you. You don't know if you're asleep. I mean, that happened to me one time. I woke up, I had a dream about getting with this girl, giving her the sausage love, and, next day, I wake up, she's like, can you remember us having sex last night? I said, no, but I had a dream about it. She's like, no, we did. I was like, oh, my God. Man, I thought I was dreaming. I thought I dreamt the whole thing. But it happened. it would happen. I passed out, got drunk, and I had a dream about having sex with her, and I woke up the next day, and she's like, "You remember having sex with me?" I was like, "I had a dream about it." It's like, "No, it happened." Oh, geez.
Unbelievable.
It's crazy, man. This is how they do you nowadays, man. You got to watch out for the girl. Don't worry about getting her drunk. You got to worry about her getting you drunk.
Boy, you're not kidding about that. Thank you for that. 1-800-5800-TOM. That's our telephone number. Here's Scott on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
What's cracking, Tom?
Somebody's ass as soon as I get out of here.
There it is. Well, check this out. I was at a club. I went to the club by myself just to go check it out. Girl keeps bumping into me. I get out of the way because she's not too like a 7 or 6. I was bumping into her. Her friend says, "Yo, my friend's really into you." So I'm like, okay. I look at her. I'm like, well, it's late at night. There is no one else around that I really want. So I go with her. We start going, talking. Now, granted, I've only talked to her for 1 hour. Go back to her apartment. We do the deed. And now, the very next day, she's like, "Oh, this is great. So I really like you and all." I go out there again. We do the deed. Now she's saying, "I love me. I love me some Scott. I love me some Scott." And I'm sitting there going, love 2 times. I just met her. 48 hours. And she loves me? So, I was like, what the hell is that all about? So what I do? I kept it going for about 4 months. No, to December to March.
I'd be afraid to do that.
Well, I did it, and here's the thing. I made it perfectly clear. She was not my girlfriend. I dated other women. I told her that. She had it in her mind that she was going to change my mind about her and make her my girlfriend. She was determined. She gave me so much sex. She tried to do the no condom thing, and I was like, no, I got this. I brought my own condom till March. She bought me a Valentine's Day present. I didn't buy her a Valentine's Day present. She bought me. She went over, dropped it off, and she was just kept going. Finally, she lost hope, and then she got angry, and she was like, "How could you do this to me? How could you play me along like that?" And I'm sitting there going, "Play you along?" She's like, "I loved you." I'm like, I never said I loved you. I never said you're my girlfriend. But I'm not going to turn it down. So I had basically close to 4 months of a good time, and then luckily she wised up and broke away. But, dude, Tom, you're pretty much right. The women have a certain role, and you're going to fill it. And that other dude talking about a father figure thing, he's kind of right, too, but their minds are made up, and then all of a sudden they say, "Bing, you're bachelor number 1," and no matter what happens, you are the one she wants. You are like the best guy that she's ever been with, and you haven't done a damn thing. She's convinced herself. And I wonder, Tom, what do you think? How many marriages have started that way?
I think there are guys who are complete pussies who would feel guilty if they didn't go along and would just say, okay, yeah, I love you too.
True, and check this out. So they do get married, and then all of a sudden, maybe a year or 2 years after the first kid, that delusional part that in her mind stops. All of a sudden she's like, oh my God, what have I done? I don't love him. And now she wants half his money.
Ouch.
That could be a reality. I was just thinking about that. I'm like, that temporary insanity because they want a man. They're in love with the fact of being in love. They don't love you. They just love being in love. And then all of a sudden... Or more
importantly, they decided they've turned, fill in the age, 25, 30, 35. They decide that now it's time to be in a relationship, and poof, I'm in love with him.
Here it is. By the way, I have to admit, the woman I was talking about, she was 28 years old. I was 22. And... yeah, she had her mind made up that I was going to be the father of her children. And I was like, I never signed up for that. I'll practice with you, but I'm not going to finish the deed. But that's all I got to say. This is something for the fellas to think about. These women got you pegged for the next father of their child. Whether they really want to or not, that's what they're trying. So just think twice and wrap it up if you're going to go with it.
Boy, no kidding.
And can you take me out old school with a toilet?
I certainly can. It's 1-800-5800-TOM. That's our telephone number. Frank on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hey, what's going on, Tom? This is Frank from Inglewood, man. Long time, first time.
Thank you.
Hey, man, I was going to call you to let you know I picked up this girl at a club, right, for the last hour or so. She wasn't bad for a Wednesday night, right? We head back to my place, start hanging out, start kicking it, do our thing, right? So I let her know, like, hey, I'm really tired. Why don't you get out? Why don't you get out? And she still wants to hold my hand, caress my hair, just keeps looking at me. I'm like, hey, you have to go now. And she didn't want to leave. The next day, she called me all day long, called me about how much she misses me, text messages, because I wouldn't pick up her phone calls no more. And yeah, man, I'm glad I got you in my life, man, because otherwise I would not know what to do with these girls, man. I'll probably been married by now. That's what I'm looking forward to. You're a great guy, Tom. I appreciate your service.
Well, thank you very much for that. I appreciate the call. Jesus. They call. They blow up the phone. They blow up your phone with text messages. They confront you. You know I love you, don't you? You know that, right? Oh, my God, you're killing me. 1-800-5800-TOM. Have you ever been with a woman like this? You know, one evening, one date, whatever, and then she tells you, unlike guys who'll say anything to get laid, she tells you she loves you. What is that all about? Has this happened to you? Maybe there's a woman out there who can explain it. 1-800-5800-866. Jose on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hey, how you doing, Tom?
I'm doing okay. Yeah.
So I go out this night, and I met this girl at a club. Yeah, we went to the hotel after that night, and next day, she wanted me to go to the bank to put me on her account. So we waited a couple of months, right? And, yeah, so I ended up...
Hey, zero tolerance policy. One curse word. Yeah, one curse word and you're done. 1-800-5800-TOM is our telephone number. Have you ever been with a chick who right out of the gate, one evening, one date, told you she was in love with you?
Tom Leykis. 1-800-5800-TOM. 1-800-5800-866.
I've been gone from her for about 2 years now, and it is just clear saying it is worth it. Now I go out all the time with different girls. It's a blast. Now, I don't know what I was thinking imprisoning myself.
It's the Tom Leykis Show.
Tom Leykis at 1-800-5800-TOM. That's our telephone number. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for being part of our program. I appreciate it. Unbelievable. What's unbelievable? Well, not just our Tom. But if you pay attention, there's now more me every hour. I'm not making this. I know there's a lot of hyperbole. A lot of people say. Now there's more programming than ever. Now there's more of this. Now there's more of that. Now there's less advertising. Guess what? We now have 2 extra minutes an hour. And that's pretty substantial in the radio business. I will tell you. We now have more time to talk to you. It's just you and me, and now 2 more minutes of me. I don't engage in all the phony hyperbole. I will tell you when it's the real deal, and I'm telling you right now. There's 2 more minutes of me every hour. Every hour. So I hope you're enjoying it. Or 2 more minutes to get pissed every hour. 1-800-5800-TOM is our telephone number. Have you ever been with a chick who just said, you know, hey, I'm in love with you? Like right out of the gate? Luis on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hey, Tommy.
Hey, Louis.
How you doing?
I'm doing okay.
Good to hear. First of all, I want to send a shout-out to all the cops in the 5 freeway. I'm violating the law by talking to Tom Leykis on my cell phone. Yeah, they understand I'm talking to my dad.
That's right.
Hey, I'm in the situation you're talking about, but I want to talk about this one in particular. I don't know if you've been in that situation where you're done doing your thing, and right after you get that question that goes, so what are we now? I've been put in that situation so many times, and I can't seem to be able to get the right answer or give the right answer, because last time it happened to me, I said, I don't know, I guess we'll take it slowly, we're friends. Never got to see the chick again. So
unbelievable.
Yeah, it's tricky, because if you say, well...
Why would anyone expect anything after one date?
No, I know, it's crazy. I mean, we just did our thing, and right after, she's like, so what are we now? What do you think of me? What do I think of you? I don't know, you look good naked, I guess, but what else? It's a tricky question, and I'm pretty sure a lot of guys out there get that question. So what are we now? Or are we like...
Am I your girlfriend? Am I your date? Am I your squeeze? Am I your fiancé?
I don't know. What do you do there? What question? I mean, what answer do you give if you want to, keep boning the girl, but not with a serious relationship kind of thing?
There's no free lunch. That's what it turns out to be, Luis. No free lunch.
All right, man. Thank you so much for your advice. Could you take me out with a, let me see, Compton style and flush me down like the piece of crap I am?
All right, Luis. Here you go. Biatch. One 1-800-5800-TOM. That's our telephone number. Arthur on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hey, Dad.
Son, how are you?
Oh, man. Dad, I got to tell you some short story, and I really need an advice.
Okay.
I'm with this girl for 2 years, right? First couple of months, I was taking care of her, presents and stuff, just like any other man would do, right? And after I got sick of her because, we couldn't get along. But she was just a nice person. But once I tried breaking up, and she couldn't go and stuff like that. So eventually I stopped spending any money, not only on herself, on myself. So she started spending money on ourselves. So basically I got sick of everything, because every time I was going out and doing my stuff, because I was sick of everything, right? So she would take care of me, but she would give me this bad... everything was getting on my nerves anyway. Long story short, I basically broke up yesterday, and since yesterday, 182 phone calls, missed calls and text messages.
182?
182.
You're serious?
She's not rich, but she has a good job. She's not rich.
No. I said you're not serious.
No, I'm 100% serious, Tom.
182 calls.
Yep. I cannot even I put my phone down, lower the ring down so I can sleep the whole night. She didn't sleep the whole night. She had to work at 6 o'clock in the morning. I know she had to wake up. Nope, she didn't sleep, man. It's not my question is, should I abuse her, let her take care of me and do whatever she wants with me and stuff like that, but I'll do on the side whatever I want to do just because she took care of me? Should I do the same thing?
You run the risk. You run the risk that a chick like this is psychotic.
Well, I was about to sometimes, kill myself. It's crazy. But in one case, man, I don't spend nothing. First time I started it, and after I was like, you know what? I don't want to leave with you. I'm not going to pay nothing, so and stuff like that. She'll do everything. But once in a while, she actually fights and gives me a hard time, and then I go out and I'm not even coming back and stuff. So within last 2 years... But what I'm saying,
then, aren't you worried she'll find out you're boning somebody else and then do something really psychotic, like try to kill you?
Well, she knows that I do stuff on the side. I told her, you know what? I'm going with the flow. You want to stay, have fun. I mean, once in a while we'll have fun, but I'm going. You know, once in a while I go and I don't come back and do my stuff on the side. Because, you know, I cannot take this seriously. I was taking it seriously, but we just couldn't get along. So my question is, would you be able to stay with a girl like that just because she takes care of you?
No, you know what? I'd be afraid. I would be afraid of what she might do to me next. I'd be afraid. When they get too clingy like that, that's dangerous. I call those human lint. I think it's dangerous. But good luck to you. 1-800-5800-TOM. That's our telephone number. Here's Ryan on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
How's it going, Tom?
Great.
First time caller, long time listener.
Love it.
Anyways, just the other day, I went to Foxfire after hearing all that about it on your show. And let me tell you, it is true. True.
Really?
Let this, yes. About 35-year-old lady, there's apartments right next door, in case you didn't know. Actually, apartments, motels.
Yeah.
And fully everything paid for, Tom. Everything. Now, she won't talk. Now, I can't get her letting go of my phone. 10, 15 text messages a day.
Yeah, she wanted to get nailed, and you nailed her. I guess you nailed her good.
And that was it. But she pays for everything.
Right, but there's a price for that.
Yeah, exactly. So what I'm wondering is, what do you think? What's your advice on this? Should I...
you know what my advice is on it. No, well, you're not getting it for free. If you can't make an outgoing phone call, if she's constantly haranguing you, that's not free.
Yeah, that's true. So I should drop it?
Of course. You got what you wanted. Move on.
All right, Tom. I appreciate the advice. Can you take me out with a bong choke?
I certainly can. 1-800-5800-TOM. That's our telephone number. Have you ever had a woman, like, just tell you she was in love with you after one date? What was that all about? Danny, on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hey, Tom. It's an honor. Big fan. I had this girl once, like, I was at a restaurant, and she was a waitress, really cute, and she hit on me. And, like, you know, in the course of our first date, she was talking to me about, like, you know, exactly what you were talking about, like how she had this feeling about me, you know, and then we made a little mock, you know, like a marriage certificate, and I signed it. But then, like, you know, so I went along with it, and then after 3 months, man, I got married to her, you know. She talked me into marrying her, and we went to Las Vegas, and we did it.
Why did you, wait, why did you let yourself be talked into that?
I'm that typical Poindexter you talk about. I was a nice guy all my life, never got any play. And this was like the first cute girl I ever came across that was interested in me.
Hey, zero tolerance. Zero tolerance policy. You're out. One curse word and you're out. You gotta learn. Folks, you gotta learn. No F word, no S word, no C word. This is not the internet. This is not YouTube. It's not MySpace, not Facebook. It's not your own website. It's a federally licensed radio facility. They don't let you say those words on the radio, and if you don't know that, you're going to learn the hard way. I hate to be a school marm about it, but we're having to bleep every single call now. It's over the top. So there's your deal. Jesus. Jose on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hola, Tomas.
Hola, Jose.
First time, long time, Tom.
Thank you so much.
I'm glad to finally get through to you, and I got to tell you, for the last couple of years I've been listening to you, man, everything you say is right.
Thank you.
And it's like, my gosh, it's like this guy is like, he should be a fortune teller. You know everything.
Because it's all happened to me.
Well, thank you for the advice. I had this one gal, that I met, talked for a couple hours and so forth. And, we went out, the first day and so forth. And, I was only after one thing. So on the second date, so forth, we were getting, obviously touching each other and so forth. And then she breaks out, that she loves me. I'm like, what? Oh, it's okay. If I get pregnant, my aunt, I'm like, oh, wait a minute. I just dropped. It was like, no. I mean, I haven't even boned her, and she's telling me all this.
Oh, you're killing me.
So I just like, I gotta go. I gotta. Yeah, I have other things to do. So
oh, no kidding, you gotta go. I'll say thank you for the call.
It's the Tom Leykis Show.